as well as how to say more.
Police averts explosion, recovers 3 projectiles in Maiduguri. Local government autonomy. Bauchi State government fine-tunes preparations for implementation. And war against human trafficking in focus in 2024. Hello, many thanks for joining us. This is the news at 11 on NT News 24. I am Charles Alpha. Kaduna State government is now witnessing, Kaduna State is now witnessing better security situation with peace returning to many areas, particularly the once troubled Burning Gwari and Giwa local government areas. Issues of banditry and kidnapping for ransom are gradually diminishing with isolated incidents occasionally. Reviewing the 2024, the Minister of Defense visited Kaduna, where he commended the gallant security personnel and the chief security officers of the state. And the Governor Uba Sani says he played a critical role in supporting the security agencies.
The Northwest has been battling with security challenges, displacing people in their homes and villages, with the security agencies striving hard to find a lasting solution to this lingering problem. The Minister of Defense and his team, who have taken the front seat, providing the necessary support for the security agencies to succeed, are moving from one state to another to assess the situation on ground. Undeterred by the late hours, the team arrived Government House Kaduna, all in a mission to strengthen collaboration with the state government to end security challenges in the region.
We have seen tremendous successes in the last few months, and we will continue to maintain the tempo with your support. We will continue to push, and our troops are ready and willing to fight this to an end.
I must not end my remarks without expressing our profound appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his uncommon and sustained support to the Northwest Zone.
While in Kaduna, the minister visited the Operation Fansanyama formation in Birnin Gwari. The state government has also been providing the necessary support to the security agencies. Last year, these vehicles and motorcycles were distributed to various security agencies in the state. This combined effort has led to the reopening of the once closed cattle market in Birnin Gwari and the surrender of over 200 bandit camps. In Kaduna, I'm Muhammad Marajingi, NTA News.
In Borno State, the police command led by CP Yusufu Mohammed Lawal has demonstrated commitment to public safety with the successful recovery of 3 projectiles in the Dala Kafanti area of Maiduguri. The incident occurred earlier today at approximately 9:25 a.m., where a resident reported spotting a suspicious sack behind her house in Dala Kafanti. Acting swiftly, the command's EOD CBRN units secured the area and recovered 3 projectiles from the sack, and preliminary investigations suggest the items were abandoned by unknown individuals earlier that morning. To enhance public safety, the community was educated on explosive ordnance risk awareness and safety precautions. However, Borno State Commissioner of Police reassures residents of the command's dedication to public safety as citizens are urged to stay vigilant and report suspicious activities or objects through the emergency contact 08068075581 or 08023473293. It's a global menace, and Nigeria has been up and running in playing its part in fighting it. Cases of trafficking in persons, gender violence, and child abuse have nosedived in 2024. And apparently, this has a lot to do with the fighting spirit of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, which says it has rescued more than 20,000 victims of human trafficking in the last 365 days. Let's now join Amina Baba Suleiman for details of that report.
Nigeria is rated as a source, transit and destination country for human trafficking, with women and children being the major victims. This led to the establishment of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, in year 2003. Statistics indicates that since the establishment of the agency 21 years ago, cases of human trafficking have dropped drastically in the country. Records indicates that the agency has convicted over 700 traffickers and rescued over 28,000 victims of human trafficking in cases of sexual and gender-based violence in the country. For instance, in year 2022, the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, recorded the highest number of rape cases, out of which NAPTIP convicted 4 individuals, with 2 receiving life imprisonments. In year 2023, NAPTIP received 1,278 sexual and gender-based violence complaints from the FCT, with the top issues being spousal battery, abandonment, inflictions of physical injury on children and rape.
They killed fowl, they use it to rub my body. I don't have an option. I take an oath that if I should try going back, I will die.
Do you know who we are? We are Romagas, and we'll hold you. This one will hold you here, this one will hold you here, and there will 5 guys here will sleep with you.
My hand is paralyzed, and I can't be able to do anything with it now. That was the pathetic story of this 11-year-old boy, a victim of child trafficking. He's among the victims rescued by the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP.
The husband pour me fuel. He wants to light me fire. It's one old woman that come outside. The way I'm screaming, the woman now here, she now come outside and save me.
In year 2015, the National Assembly enacted the Violence Against Person Prohibition Act, mandating NAPTIP to appoint protection officers in the 6th Area Council in the FCT to assist the courts, police, and service providers in the fight against gender-based violence. Consequently, in year 2024, NAPTIP increased advocacy through enlightenment and sensitization, targeting the unreached villages and communities across the country. The agency also set up state task forces in human trafficking, with members drawn from the state across Nigeria. A new Director General of NAPTIP was appointed in the year under review.
Our strategies in the implementation of the National Action Plan on Human Trafficking in Nigeria 2022 to 2026. Through this platform, we seek to ensure that our work remains targeted, effective, and in line with the global best practices.
NAPTIP, in collaboration with partners, commemorated the 2024 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence and Human Trafficking. Similarly, founding fathers of Women Trafficking and Child Labor Eradication Foundation, Wardcliffe, celebrated 25 years of establishment of the organization. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, joined by dignitaries, advocates, and supporters, commemorated the foundation's ongoing legacy in Nigeria.
Her unwavering dedication to combating human trafficking and child labor has changed countless lives. She did not merely witness the suffering of women and children, she took decisive action to lead the charge for change. With
the present activities of the agency, human traffickers in Nigeria will definitely have a hot and unpleasant 2025. Amina Baba Suleiman, NTA News.
Media practitioners in the country have called for a shift in the tradition of problem reporting style of a more constructive resolution-based reportage and setting agenda in various public spaces in 2025. They made the call while setting agenda for the new year. Larry Bilay has more on this.
There is a reason why the news media and its practitioners are being called the fourth estate of the realm. This unofficial but widely accepted role connotes the importance of news media ability in guiding and nudging the government and the public towards a positive direction in their storytelling. They have over the years become a constant reminder for government to deliver on its promises made to the citizens.
Journalists can shape the public opinion by determining what issues are given most attention or priorities.
As journalists, we go out, we investigate and report on issues.
Fact checks must also be created, in all the media organizations to ensure that the information we are giving to the people are truly the facts and best to inform and then to educate and entertain the citizenry.
They say Nigerian media practitioners should do more of solution storytelling that enlightens and creates public awareness. In Lagos, Larry Bilayi, NTA News.
And the year 2025 has arrived to bring in with it a significant array of political, social and economic activities planned for the year. And in this report, Mustafa Baliu examines some of these events scheduled for 2025.
Thank you very much.
The inauguration of Donald Trump for his second term as President of the United States is said to be a significant political event with anticipated social and economic ramifications worldwide in 2025. Trump's inauguration as the 47th president is scheduled for Monday, January 20, 2025. Analysts believe that his presidency could foster a potential resolution in the Middle East and help bring an end to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
We'll be talking to President Putin and we'll be talking to the representatives, Zelensky and representatives from Ukraine. We got to stop it.
Additionally, the escalating tensions between Taiwan and China, as well as the future of Syria following the Bashar al-Assad regime, will be closely monitored in 2025. In Africa, John Mahama is set to be inaugurated as the president of Ghana on January 7, 2025, also making his second term in office similar to Trump's situation in the United States.
Yes, they said he can't come and he has come. The nation builder is back to build our Ghana for us because we are in need of schools, we are in need of hospitals, and we are in need of work.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, will be making decisions regarding Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso, as these three nations have largely rejected ECOWAS efforts to reverse their plans to exit the regional bloc.
The authority acknowledges that in accordance with the provisions of Article 91 of the revised ECOWAS Treaty, the three countries will officially cease to be members of ECOWAS from 29 January 2025. The authority decides to set the period from 29 January 2025 to 29 July 2025.
Furthermore, between January 12 and November 2025, presidential elections will be held in several African countries, including Malawi, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, Gabon, Cote d'Ivoire and Togo, where indirect presidential election is expected to take place. On the global economic front, the World Bank forecasts that global growth will rise to 2.7% in 2025 to 2026. However, this growth is anticipated to be slower in advanced economies and emerging markets. The United States, China, Japan, and India are projected to lead the way in economic growth, with sub-Saharan Africa's GDP expected to grow by 4% in 2025 to 2026. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
You're still watching the news on NTA News 24. We will take a quick break now. Please stay with us.
Governor Abdullahi A. Soli and the good people of Nasarawa State heartily welcome the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, on a working visit on Friday, 3rd of January 2025. The Vice President will attend graduation of 1,000 technicians from Wing Commander Abdullahi Ibrahim Vocational and Technology Institute and perform the groundbreaking ceremony for construction of the headquarters of NASIDA, Nasarawa Investment and Development Agency, and hand over tractors and rice seedlings to local government chairmen and distribute relief materials to floored victims. Mr. Vice President, Nasarawa State is proud to herald the new year 2025 with your historic visit.
Thank you for staying with us. Bauchi State Government says it is fully ready to implement the Supreme Court judgment that granted autonomy to the local government as third tier of government. This was the resolution of a consultative meeting led by Governor Bala Mohammed at the Government House. Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi reports.
This engagement between the three tiers of government is aimed to review policies and programs of the local government administration with a view to ensure effective implementation of the local government financial autonomy in line with the Supreme Court judgment. Governor Bala Mohammed says his administration will not relent in supporting any policy aimed at improving the well-being of citizens.
We will look at all those things that we have been leveraging on our common resources to see whether we can come up with a law and then how the resources will be managed independent of the state, maybe to create a local government accountant general, and then of course an all-purpose finance committee that would be something akin to federation account at the local government level, so that we'll be able to deploy more resources to the local governments, and then to make sure that the local government develop the capacity, the human capital, to be able to run all this if they can. That is the issue of the primary responsibility of both the federal and the state governments. That is the issue of primary education and primary health care.
During the meeting, stakeholders discussed and scrutinized the draft executive bills, which includes the Local Government Administration Bill 2025 and a law for states to implement local government autonomy before their presentation to the State House of Assembly. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
The Benue State government is prioritizing making the state a hub of not just industrial and economic activities, but also realizing the dream of transforming the fortunes of the state. Governor Hyacinth earlier disclosed this in his New Year message to the people. of the state. Elias Etiaf reports.
Since assumption of office, the present administration has continued to prioritize the welfare of the generality of the populace through its people-centered policies and programs. Governor Hyacinth Alia, in his New Year message, while highlighting some of the developmental strides in the areas of healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure, education, social welfare, ICT, youth and women empowerment, as well as security of lives and property, assured residents of the state that his administration will not relent until the desired result is achieved. Governor Alia maintained that he has a social contract with the people and will not renege on the terms as contained in the contract.
We are not only working towards making our state a hub of industrial and economic activities, we are also determined to realize a Benue that sustainably breathes the air of premium quality healthcare services in tune with global best practices.
He therefore called on everyone to join hands with his administration in building a new and better Benue anchored on mutual trust.
I dare to tell you that Benue is yet to see the best under our belt. Fellow citizens, I've only chosen to highlight a few out of so many that we did last year, which you have been seeing and feeling the impact already.
The governor therefore called on leaders across all tiers of government to continue to make concerted efforts to engender development and self-reliance that culminate in better standards of living. In Makudi, Elias Etiaf, NTA News.
In its sustained campaign and assistance towards meeting the health needs of the aging population with disabilities, and the National Senior Citizen Center donated assistive devices to 2 communities in Akuzu, Oyi, and in Anambra, Oka South local government areas of Anambra State. The center donated wheelchairs, guide canes for the blind, hearing aids, crutches, diabetes test kits, among other devices. The DG NSCC, represented by the head Corporate Affairs, Media and Communication, Omni Odin, presented the devices to beneficiaries in Akuzu to support a medical outreach. In Anambra, in Amabia, the assistive devices were handed over to the Ignatius Akubide Center for its work and advocacy on dementia and to help the impacts on communities. A physiotherapy clinic equipped by the Traditional Council of Akuzu was also commissioned. And work has now resumed across the country after the public holidays and to celebrate Christmas and usher in the New Year. Joy Ken Akpakwea, who monitored activities in Lagos, reports that civil servants began their work day with prayers.
It is the first working day of year 2025, and workers across the country are back to their duty posts. At the Lagos State Government Secretariat, Lausa, civil servants filed in one after the other, exchanging pleasantries.
Happy New Year! From the President's speech, it portends a good year for us, and we are hoping that all the indices of economy will be better for us and the nation will be better off.
All the glory to God for the concluded year and to give us the strength and to help us in the new year we have started already.
By the grace of God, helping our government, we have good things coming for us this year.
But before the real work begins, an interreligious prayer for public servants, leaders, and the state at large was held.
You must ask yourself, another year had just rolled by. As a civil servant, have you been civil?
The faithfulness and the mercy of God that is new every morning, according to Lamentation 3:22 and 23, has brought us this far.
Lagos State Head of Service Bode Aguru, while welcoming the workers, urged them to embrace and maintain the virtues of diligence and dedication and shun unprofessional conduct in the discharge of their duties.
In as much as we have all started this new year with new resolutions, renewed hope, and great expectations, I would like to urge us all to recommit ourselves to redoubling our efforts in the discharge of our duties in our respective years.
It is good to always start with God because He has been the source of all that we have and all that we are.
The workers are optimistic that government policies will begin to yield positive results in the new year to ease the sufferings of Nigerians. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakbuya, NTA News.
You're still watching the news at 11 on NTA News 24. A quick look at some of our major stories. Police averts explosion, recovers 3 projectiles in Maiduguri. Local government autonomy. Bauchi State government fine-tunes preparations for implementation. And war against human trafficking in 2024 in focus. Two-time world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is targeting 3-time world champion and Tyson Fury in year 2025. He disclosed this to State House correspondent after visiting President Bola Tinubu at his Lagos residence. Anthony Joshua lost his last fight to Daniel Dubois in September 2024 at Wembley Stadium in London, United Kingdom. And Dubois defeated Joshua via knockout in the 5th round. However, Joshua said the loss has made him hungrier.
It makes me want to work harder because time is of the essence. Time is limited, so I just want to put in more work. 2024, when I look back, I believe I could have done more. And now I have another chance in 2025 to do more. I'm going to make sure that I take every opportunity that comes my way.
The chance for you to be a 3-time world champion is still not over. What shots are you giving at this? We saw what happened between you and Daniel. And would you think you should have done some things differently?
Of course, I should have won, but I didn't. And I'm going to go again. Ups and downs, they happen. Some people is always up. My life is up and down. So I've got to get used to the turbulent times and keep riding the wave. I can't stop now. I have to keep going until I reach my destination.
What are you targeting this year?
3-time world champion. And Tyson Fury.
So when is that happening?
We're not sure, but that's my target. 2025, I'm targeting Tyson Fury.
Okay, but we saw Tyson Fury and then Usyk. With what he delivered against Usyk, do you think you have a chance against him?
We'll see. Let us get in the ring. Only God knows. But for me, we'll see in the future.
And with that, we conclude the news on NTA News 24 at 11. Many thanks for watching. I am Charles Alpha.